Thailand. Zainab. Watch the wheel.
What's the problem? Let them all come in through there and I'm going to you.
Charity begins at home. First, let me Ministry of Information and Strategy. You all agree with me when you came into this Balada Castle Press. You can watch us live now on www.lagostate.tv. In addition, you
it is the turn of the Ministry of Transportation to tell Lagosians what they have been doing in the last 1 year. I know that for us to accommodate 21 million people, transportation and how we move about must be an issue. And the fact that we have been getting it right all over the years shows that some people are not sleeping. Some people have been very, very imaginative in the way they have been carrying out their duties. I need not tell you that some of the agencies of this ministry are your friends you don't want to see. For example, nobody will imagine in Lagos now getting on the road and not finding LASMA. But when they are there, you want to complain that they are this, they are that, they are too high-handed. But imagine us removing them for 1 day and see what Lagos will be like. So a lot of people have been doing their jobs to make sure that our being in Lagos is with very relative peace. And we thank God that the contributions of everybody, including those in this ministry, have been making sure that we transport very well. It is not right for us to concentrate on the road alone. And that's why Lagos has opened up areas on the road, on the water, everywhere to make sure that going from one place to another is no longer a harrowing experience. But distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the man that will tell us the details of what they've been doing in the last 1 year is the Honorable Commissioner for Transportation, my own brother, Conrad Kayode. So I will now give the floor to lead us.
Honorable Commissioner for Information and Strategy, the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Transportation, and the Permanent Secretary, Motor Vehicle Administration Agency, Managing Directors, and the actual engine room in the transportation sector. I don't need to mention your name individually anymore. The representative of the sector, Commander Stephens, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, in the last 8 years, we've had the opportunity to come before you people of Lagos, members of the press, and every other stakeholder to give account of what we have done, and what we have been doing, and what we intend to do, year past, current, and looking to the future. Today is unique because it will also give opportunities to those who actually are doing the job. The 9 different MDAs in the transportation sector will have opportunity to also address you people of Lagos, members of the press, on how far we have gone. During this period, we've always provided you with policy information, direction going forward. We provided you with statistics, we provided you with data, and with all this information, you've come to assess us as to if we have delivered dividends of democracy in the last 8 years. Under the present administration and working with these 9 MDAs, the Ministry of Transportation, we have done our best working with you people to ensure that the structures, the processes, and the legislations that have been put in place to drive the transportation policy of the state are not only well articulated but implemented. With these 9 agencies, I must say, and boldly I say, that we have improved the transportation situation of Lagos from where we met it in 2007. We have done better than where we continued in 2011. And in 2015, I'm going to say we are better off than where we were in 2015. We have improved tremendously on transport infrastructure. And the human capacity in the transportation sector has also greatly improved. No thanks, or special thanks, sorry, to the LASU School of Transportation. And the various training, the LASMA personnel, the VIS personnel, and the gesture we have received from agencies like Lamata, Lagos, Blackberry, and others in making sure that the men, we don't have women in transportation, that the men in the transportation sector are better trained. We have sent our men abroad for training. We have brought experts from the best of the best in the United States, Japan, Korea, to come and train them. And in the next few months, some will be on their way to Japan again, while some will be on their way to Germany for further training how to provide intelligent transport system and integrated multimodal transportation system. In traffic management and travel time, we have improved by reducing travel time. We have improved by perfecting the systems and the procedures of traffic management. During the 2009 FIFA World Cup, our men managed vehicular and human traffic to the delight of FIFA, that the head of FIFA had to say this, that 2 things scared coming to Lagos: traffic and security. And they were shocked. The traffic situation was perfect and the security was perfect, except that the people of Lagos don't understand that you don't come to the stadium when you don't have tickets, because the crowd at the stadium were even more than the capacity of the stadium. In the area of public transportation, I must commend the effort of Lamata and Lagos, and that of Lag Ferry and Laswa. We have done so much well. Our rail track is almost completed, and if not for procurement reasons, I'm bold to say, if that does not disturb us, the rail system will start again this year, 2015. We are set to demonstrate that the rail system in Lagos is ready from Mile 2 to Eric Moore. And we are progressing with the extension of the spur from Eric Moore to Marina. And by the completion of that work, we will have completed the first integrated multimodal point in Lagos, where the rail will meet with the water, will meet with the land, and a new tagging system will take responsibility for the mile-to-mile transportation system. We have improved on the quality of vehicles on our road, and we must give special thanks to the Ministry of Justice for working with us for 3 good years to review and ensure that the new road traffic law is enacted. In the last 8 years, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we are proud to say we have a strategic transportation master plan for Lagos. We also have a clearly defined transportation policy for Lagos. The expansion on our BRT system is progressing. Not only have we delivered the first phase, the second phase is also completed, only awaiting the deployment of about 400 vehicles that will now move from Ikorodu down to CLS uninterrupted. In the area of transport management systems, we've created a database for all public transport systems in Lagos, both the Danfo, Keke Marwa, Okada, Landbus, BRT, taxis, and everybody has been captured except for the fares. And what we hope to do with this is to re-engineer the way public transport is built so as to improve on the delivery of public transport system. Through all these and many more, we have ensured the sustenance of the Lagos economic growth and development. We have been linking people to jobs. We've been delivering products to the market. We have been improving on international trade. We have been improving on tourism and promoting tourism, and we have reduced poverty. How have we reduced poverty? Go and check your record. Transport fare for a long time in Lagos has remained stable. Cost of transportation usually in this part of the world, especially in Nigeria, takes about 40% to 60% of an average civil servant salary. You can imagine having a minimum wage that has been fixed for a while, and the transportation cost keeps going up. But thank God, to Lamata through the BRT system, to Lagos through the Lagos bus franchise scheme, and to our ferry services operators, Lag Ferry and Laswa, and to those yellow bus drivers on our roads. We have worked with our stakeholders in the National Union, the Road Transport Employers Association, and all other transport stakeholders to ensure transportation fares does not increase uncontrollably. Specifically in the last 4 years, we have focused on law and order. We have focused on transportation safety, congestion management, public transport improvement strategies, mass transit integration with rail, water, and the road, community advocacy, and infrastructural development. Ladies and gentlemen, our greatest achievement can be said to be in infrastructure because we can see, as you're already speaking, I will put it in the area of Noama. In the last 8 years, we clean up Oshun, we clean up Akongo, we clean up Idumota, we clean up Ojuelegba, we clean up Jibowu, and we clean up so many parts of Lagos that opens up. Now, I have a picture there. I just wanted to go back 2 slides to show you Oshun in 1999 when Ashwadi Bola met Tinubu. Go back one slide. And this is the picture a lot of us put in our newspapers or magazines to describe Lagos. Seriously speaking, that was Lagos. That is not Lagos. The next slide. That slide, you will only see red buses there, but you can see that it's different from the one you saw in 1999. I'm not saying between 1999 and 2007, nothing happened at Ocean. But I don't have the picture for 2007. So I use the picture of 2009. But you can see down, towards the left and the right, the red buses started showing up. But if you look at the previous picture, what you will see were yellow buses. That was Lagos. And this definitely is Lagos, April 19, 2015. If you can look at the picture, that picture is not different from what you see for 2009, except that the number of red buses on the road have increased. And what that tells you is that our public mass transit system has taken off. And that is why we keep saying Okada is not part of our public transport policy. Marwa tricycles are not part of our public transport policy. Danfo, Vanagon, Moloe are not part of our public transport policy. However, for economic reasons, for socio-economic reasons, for time, and for the situation in the country, they remain part of our transportation system as long as we can make improvement to move to that level we took Oshodi from in 2007 to where we took Oshodi to in 2009. And I'm proud to say, under Lagos and the Lamata authorities, we have been able to license about 23 bus franchise scheme operators, and it is interesting to note that most of the buses on our road that you see that are red don't belong to Lagos. They actually belong to the bus franchise scheme operators, who are themselves the people operating the yellow buses. I am proud, I've seen in the crowd one of the early operators of Moloe system in Lagos. In fact, one of the early success story of Moloe in Lagos. Isha Oluwa, are you here? You can stand up there. Those are the people operating Moloe in Lagos. Now, they have their own bus franchise scheme, and they are operating the Isha Oluwa bus transit scheme. This is where we want to go in Lagos. But we will not leave anybody behind. We will do everything possible to make sure those who are still operating the conventional system are carried along. And this is why, for every time we meet, for one single month, we make sure we meet with our stakeholders and we will not leave any one of them behind. I want to give you some data to portray the fact that our policy makes sense. In 2012, we enacted a reviewed road traffic law. And what did you see in that law? We said there should be a restriction on motorcycle operation. It was like heaven will fall. Let me add first to you that Lagos is not the first state in Nigeria to take that decision. And that decision is not a Lagos decision. It is a national decision by the National Council on Transportation to all states in the Federation. At the 2011 meeting, 2012 meeting, 2013 meeting, and it was re-echoed at the 2014 meeting. That state should discourage the use of motorcycles for transportation, public transportation purposes. And it is on record that we remain, Lagos State, remain the first state to enact a law or a regulation to guide it. 2, Lagos remains the state that has not totally banned, but restricted, and even created a room for people to operate motorcycles for public transportation until a time they find another job, or until a time the state can provide adequate public transportation for everybody. We have restricted them 475 roads out of a total of 9,100, representing less than 7%, I believe, less than 6%, that's with 5.6% of our road. We have also allowed for those who want to use it for public transportation to use in the remaining 94% roads. We have also allowed those who want to use for leisure to buy a certain capacity of bike, 200cc that we believe is safe. This you cannot find in Abuja, this you cannot find in Enugu, this you cannot find in Akwa Ibom. It is not a political decision, it is a safety and security. And since that 2012, I'm proud to provide you data of what has happened in the sector. We have reduced accidents from motorcycle by 81%. We have reduced deaths by 94% as at last month. And we have reduced the number of people who die from motorcycle incidences by about 476 in actual number. Because before we used to have 16 deaths per month. Now, in the last 2 months, except for issues I will describe later, we have been recording 0 serious Okada related. We have also saved preventive injuries. Over 14,000 Okada related injuries have been prevented in Lagos in the last 2.5 years. If not for anything, if for the life of a single man, I believe the policy justifies this increase. To motorcycle operators, we will encourage them to keep partnering with us until we can get everybody in that sector rehabilitated, reintegrated, and fused into our public transport system. Lagos State has not banned Okada. We have only restricted motorcycle on certain roads. We have not banned the use of motorcycle for public transport system. We have only advised, and we are determined to enforce the law that they should operate only in areas where they are allowed to operate, and they must wear crash preventive helmets. I went on the road throughout the day, I never, except for the courier operators, all our transport Okada operators are still busy riding without helmet. The law does not allow it. They are not allowed to carry children of school age. They are now allowed to carry more than one passenger. We want to appeal to them as they continue to partner with us. We all need to work together to move the Lagos public transport sector forward. But let me say this, it is sad. In the last 3 months, we have seen an increase in the number of injuries from Okada. In the last, when you compare the data of the fourth quarter and the first quarter of 2015 and the fourth quarter of 2015, we have seen an increase of 34% increase in the number of Okada-related accidents. That is not surprising. It is related to the upsurge in the number of Okadas we have seen on our roads. I want to appeal to the operators. Please stay on the roads where you are restricted. And I will give you some information as to where this accident occurred, why we have this increase of 34% between the month of January and the month of April. We have seen increases in the following local areas: Ikeja, Isolo, Apapa, Agege, Epe, Ijede, Shomolu Bariga, Ipapo Ijayojoko, Ikorodu, Mushi, Badagry, Lagos Mainland, Ojodu, Ketu, and Ojota. If you look at those roads, those are where we have the highways, where you even least expect any Okada rider to ride. Also, I want to say this, contrary to the case of motorcycle, in the case of motor vehicle, it's good news. We have reduced incidences of related accidents, motor vehicle-related accidents on our roadway by 28 to 31% in 2014. But however, what I'm trying to say, we have reduced accidents from motor vehicles. However, in the last 4 months, we have seen increase in some areas of Lagos. But on the whole, the accident data for Lagos shows a nosedive. But these areas I will mention have seen increases of between 28% to 31%. And these areas are Ijede, Ikorodu, Epe, Badagry, Apapa, Surulere, Mainland, Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. And this is not unexpected, but we don't want it to happen. These are the areas where we have done extensive road improvement projects and where we also have the expressway. And that is where the issue of speed limits comes into being. We need to mind the way we move on our road. I won't talk much on the BRT system because Lamata is here. I won't talk on the rail. I won't talk on water. I'm leaving that to my able MPs to tackle. So I will go straight, having discussed the statistical data from Okada to congestion management. Let me say that in the beginning, we recognized 25 million locations. And as of now, we have executed about 18. With the 18 we have executed, we have seen tremendous time savings in those areas. And I give you one. Muson underpass in Victoria Land/Ikoyi. It used to take about 1 hour to 2 hours to move from the 5 Cowrie Bridge and to turn around to get back onto Third Mainland Bridge. Now it will take you less than 10 minutes. That was a Greenlock re-engineering solution. We did the same thing under the Otedola underpass, right here at Ojoju, and we have saved a lot of traffic on the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. And the choking of the Aginini allows Udilo Okoko area. Today, people can move in those areas without stress. It is, however, interesting to know that the most recent, the one done in 2014, happens to be the Mobolaji Bankanto Road, very close by. Where before you move from the Opemi Sheraton Bridge, it will take you hours to get out to GRA Keja. Now the situation has changed. It is almost no breakdown. We give special thanks to Professor Olusoya, the State Ministry of Works, and all those that worked on that project. But more importantly, before I leave congestion, let me say it here. Whether we like it or not, we may say whatever we like about LASTMA, but in this country today, LASTMA remains the master stroke for public policy and a good example to show that the government exists. When the then governor of Lagos State, Ashwani Bola Tinubu, came up with LASTMA, it was to serve two purposes: create jobs and eliminate the long hours spent on the road. He did not know that he's creating something that will become the norm in Nigeria. I'm proud to let you know the National Council on Transportation has advised all other states in the country to adopt the Lagos LASTMA model for managing. It is in this line that states all over the country have come to Lagos to ask for LASTMA expertise in establishing their own traffic management authority. And I'm proud to let you know Ekiti has done so, Akwa Ibom has done so, Ondo has done so, Rivers State has done so, Plateau State has come and done so, and it does not have anything to do with politics. Whichever state that comes, we give the advice freely. In fact, just this February, few days to the election, the commissioner in one of the states, I don't want to mention, came down to Lagos himself to hand deliver a letter inviting myself and LASTMA to the public hearing at the National Assembly of a state of another political party, where they will be discussing the establishment of their traffic management authority. The LASTMA team was there, led by the GM, the legal advisor of LASTMA, and some other 2 officers. The news we got, for 5 days, the newspaper in that state, all they were writing about was LASTMA. And at the floor of the assembly, the members stood up to acknowledge the good testimony of LASTMA. Regardless of what we think, I think this is a group of people that we have to give the best respect we can give. It is in this light that I've decided to break all norms, and I'm exposing LASTMA data to members of the public so that you can appreciate and you can understand that some of these innuendos, some of these wrong sayings does not belong to LASTMA. What belongs to LASTMA should be braces, because they have defined the way traffic management should be handled in Nigeria. It might interest you to know that out of the over 1 million vehicles that will fly Lagos for a single day, LASTMA has not in any year impounded more than 30,000 collectively. And the representative of the sector commander of FRSC will be here. That might just be the number for FRSC Lagos in a month. Yet, people will go everywhere. LASTMA Timomoto Mio, LASTMA Tibemoto Mio. LASTMA is not on the road to be pleaded to. LASTMA is on the road to enforce laws for those who break the law. So for you to get into a situation to have an encounter with LASTMA, except for minor other cases, you must have done something wrong. What these young men, because there's no woman in LASTMA, deserve from you is for you to appreciate them, explain your situation to them. They also have the power of compassion, and they can, on their own, decide to let you go, depending on the way you react with them. Please don't give them any gratification. They don't need it. They are well paid. We buy their uniform, we buy their caps, we buy their appellants, and we give them shoes. And we also recently have procured vehicles with electronic gadgets for them, and those vehicles will soon be deployed. In the area of public transport management system, we recently launched a new taxi policy. We have now changed the rule that says it must be brand new. We wanted it to be 5 years, but for economic reasons and the pressure from the taxi operators, we have changed it to 12 years from the date of manufacture. And what we are doing now, according to Road Traffic Law, Regulation 40, 23, 25, 27, you cannot, I repeat, operate a public transport vehicle in Lagos State without a license from the ministry. And we are using this opportunity to appeal to those with unbranded taxis, with something hanging on the top saying taxi, with those people in estates who have all those people operating and preventing our yellow taxis from operating. And for those operating buses that are unpainted, the time is up. Our traffic management agents and the vehicle inspection service have been directed by His Excellency last week Friday to commence impounding of anybody found operating a public transport without proper license. We are issuing now licenses to the taxi operators, and that license is in their interest because it is the attempt we have to regulate that industry to make sure they not only work and have a job, but they work and have wealth. Taxi drivers are professionals, and they are the first set of people any visitor to a country will see. So when people come into Nigeria, we want them to meet our taxi operators as the best example and best ambassador of what Nigeria intends. To this end, I'm appealing to those operating the Kabu Kabu who have registered, who have been accredited, go and get your license. Do what you call it OK paper and paint your vehicle to yellow. All taxis in Lagos are now designated as mega taxi. For those estate people who prevent our yellow cab operators from entering the estate, please, we are appealing to you. If it is government-operated estate, there is no option. You have to open up your gates because it is in the interest of the public, and public interest override any other interest. But if it is a private estate, it is in your interest to allow the yellow cab to operate because we have their database, we have their biometric, we have their picture, we know the owner, we have his phone number, and we can trace him, and we can very much tell you that they will not commit crime when in that vehicle. And if he should commit crime, we can get him available to you for interrogation. So we are appealing to those estates who still believe in class differential, that it is the Kabu Kabu or the unpainted that is allowed. They are not safe. And I say it boldly, those unpainted taxis are not safe. In order to continue to improve the transportation system, as we move along, we have approved a new policy for parking in Lagos. We have seen there are a lot of parking deficits, so a policy was approved in 2013 by the State Executive Council. And the policy has gone to an advanced stage where parking spaces in Lagos are now being concessioned. And very soon, before the end of this year, that parking policy system will take off. And meters will now be introduced on Lagos roads so that you can park. Nobody will be able to claim he owns one area from morning to night. Everybody will be able to share the road space. And government is determined we will man the roads, we will make sure the roads are good, and we will mark it. And the private sector will provide the meters and they will toll it. And the prices will be cheaper than what people currently pay parking on Lagos road. Not only is it going to be cheaper, it's going to be safer because it's going to be electronically monitored. And if you go to CBD, GRA, or CBD here, you will have seen some of those markings done. If you go to Lagos Victoria Island, you will see those markings done. Shortly, we will commence the lane marking of the other parts of Lagos. And that is our Lagos State statewide parking policy. In order to instill discipline and create the reasonable road culture, you see I'm talking more of road. I don't want to talk ferry. I don't want to talk water, because we have the experts here. They will come out for 5 to 10 minutes each and talk more about those areas. But sometimes, in 2018, the governor threw a challenge to the team of commissioners of transportation all over the country. That how can't we come up with programs that will make people to voluntarily comply? So he threw the challenge of a no one day, and we took up that challenge. On 15th of October 2014, Lagosians came onto the streets, and 85% of the people on the street did not use their horn without any enforcement. What did that tell us? It tells us the people of Lagos are law-abiding and they can obey the law. It is in this regard that on Friday, just this past Friday, His Excellency commissioned the installation of these no-horn signs, and we start seeing them on Lagos roads. We have designed for schools, we have designed for offices, we have designed for libraries, we have designed for hospitals, and we have designed for intersections where we don't want light on to be used, except when necessary. The horn is not a toy. It is a safety device in the vehicle. And if you can manage to respect the use of horn, then we'll be able to drive a vehicle properly. For the past years, I don't know how many years now, I don't use horn. My drivers don't use horn. Even when I get to the gate of my house, we flash the light, and whoever is there opens the gate. You don't need to put it on. So we are appealing to Lagosians. If you doubt me, try it, and you will live longer. So we celebrated the No One Day. Lagosians have written us in numbers to ask for one day in every week as on-free day until a time Lagosians will learn that it is not a toy. You know, so many of us did not use toy when we are young. So when we say car, that's it's not a toy. You know, the kids were just too basic. So, however, some have advocated for a day in a month. The matter is before the government to decide what would be the appropriate time. But definitely, Lagosians should respect some decision on this one. They've also asked us to do a day that says no overtaking, so that let's see how people will drive and not overtake. You see, when I mentioned it, there is gestation in the hall. You know what it means? Mr. Oyedoku will explain to you better. If you can drive without changing your lane, you will be the most defensive driver in the world. Right. Because there are heavy reasons on the road for you to behave. But guess what? Accident will never happen except there is a driver involved. And who is that driver? God forbid. Not me. And not you. We've also appreciated our drivers, and that is now part of it. Before I stop, I want to talk on infrastructure provision. People have wondered what is the relationship between the Ministry of Transportation, traffic time, and all this with Ministry of Works. Let me say here, we want to say we are very, very, very grateful to the Ministry of Works and Infrastructure in Lagos State. We are also very, very, very grateful to Public Works Corporation. I don't need to thank Lamata, but we are also very, very grateful to the yeoman's effort of these three agencies of government in providing some of the best roads you can think of in Nigeria, in Lagos. Our roads are now safer, they are smoother, they are better, and the next challenge to us is how to manage the speed. So as soon as we finish a road, reluctantly, release it. Then they will come to us, they need a speed bump. What do you need a speed bump for? They say the drivers are speedy. But believe me, in the Ministry of Transportation, we don't believe in speed bumps. We believe the road should be free. Speed bumps is a traffic generating agent. However, we have no option than to start introducing speed bumps on Lagos Road because a lot of us still overspeed. So we want to say Lamata and the other agency responsible for making roads, we are very, very grateful. Not only have they given us roads, we are now seeing roads with walkways. All new roads in Lagos now come with walkways. We are now seeing roads with bicycle lanes. We now have Glover Road, we have Wemco Road, and many more are coming. Not only do we see roads with walkway, not only do we see roads with bicycle lanes, we are now seeing pedestrian crossing signs, pavement markings on the road. People don't know that those things cost money. It is from taxpayers' money. Pedestrian crossings, pavement markings, and all those markings you see on the road are the things that have made Lagos different from many other parts of the country. And many of our colleagues are coming to Lagos, they've been coming to Lagos to study how we can do this. So we want to appeal to people, when you get to pedestrian crossing signs, please respect it. We have cited over 3,000 of them as of today, near school zones, near bus stops, near markets, and near road intersections. They are meant to be respected. Also, the road signs. The road signs, when I was young, I doubt how many I can count in Lagos, but they are there. But as I grow up, they disappear. But suddenly in Lagos, around 2009, road signs started showing. And I want to tell you a story you may not believe. We have over 32,000 road signs on Lagos Road. I don't have my record, but I believe we don't have up to 40,000 in the entire Nigerian country when you take Lagos out. What does that tell you? The number of road signs you are seeing on Lagos Road may just be the number of road signs you see in the entire Nigerian nation. But going forward, I know from meetings of the Honorable Commissioner for Transportation nationwide, that is going to be the pattern. So Lagos has again shown the way of how to do this. Let me warn. If you are driving out of Lagos, I heard this from Mr. Yedokun on traffic rate. Be careful, because as you get out of Lagos, the road may no longer be friendly to you. Lagos roads are very, very friendly. You see traffic signs, you see road signs, you see traffic lights, you see pedestrian crossing, you see everything laughing at you. But when you get out of Lagos, the roads may not be laughing at you. The road may be shouting at you. So when you get out of Lagos, learn to drive much more defensively. Let me also say at this junction that the traffic signal line you see in Lagos has been the pattern in the country now. In 1999 to 2007, there were about 30-something traffic, 41 traffic signal lines that were installed by the then administration, working under the Ministry of Works and Infrastructure. I want to tell you today, we have 120 traffic signal lines. Between 2007 and then we have installed 89, and all those 89 are urban traffic control compliant. When I say urban traffic control compliant, they can be the source of our future intelligent transportation system. They can be mounted with cameras to give tickets to offenders. They can be mounted with security cameras to know what is happening on the road. And they can also be programmed to work as a single unit like you have in other countries.